Boom, boom. This is Kendra, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. All right, got a little bit of Azur laying up today. So we're 7 days in, so wanted to go ahead and do an update, see where we're at this particular point. All right, so as we know, we got Rondo at Rainbow's End is the current a call to arms going up with the Iron Blood. The story's excellent. This is quite possibly the best story that they have ever had in terms of world building and just well told and suspenseful, and then a surprise at the end. So I'm not going to spoil it for anyone, but you definitely want to complete all of the events in this, all of the sorties, because it's definitely worth it. So let's go ahead and start and see what we've got, where we're at. So as I said, we've got the Rondo at Rainbow's End. It's going to be going on until the 12th. Okay. We've got the build associated with it. I have not had much luck in the build. I actually got Emden on the second day, and I've got Thurgeon but I have not at this time gotten York, Ebling, Sedlitz, or Lutzo. But like I say, we're only about halfway through the event, so I'm not too worried about it yet. I've got, the pity for yours is about 200, so I'm not really worried right now. Probably have to go below 200 unless my luck starts to change. But I do have Emden, Thuringen, and you can get to save this from the store, so that's not that big a deal. But we definitely want to get Lutzo, Ebling, and York just to have them. Okay, so I'll be working on getting that, but not too far in, so not too worried about it as of yet. Now, as I said, I've already got Thuringen. At 20,000, you'll be getting a second copy of her. So, pretty easy to get. Just work at, the Shattered Crests are what you're going for. So as you run the event, you'll get those. Little Pachugan, you should have got her today. Today was the 7th day. So if you manage to have enough of the 10,000 cake points, okay, then you'll be able to get her. And as you can see, I hit 17,900 just completing these. I mean, really, really, really simple. But you needed to get 10,000 to actually get her, and you get all the rewards. So very easy. So you now have Little Prince Eugen. And of course, this is she's just like Little Renown. Okay, not something that you can, of course, use at high levels, but just another collector's edition that you want to try to get. Tales from Count Castle. This was an excellent story as well. Very interesting. Oddly out of place considering the fact that it's really not Halloween. And this had a sort of a vampirish escape room mentality to it. It's a very good story, very interesting, very funny. So I guess just keeping with the Iron Blood, sort of red-black, Iron Bloodish, creepy, mysterious type theme that goes along with the Iron Blood. It focuses on using the new ships. So that's where it was at. But anyway, you get the piece of furniture right here. Count's Castle Throne. This is available today. Today's the 7th day. And as long as you were completing the 2 events every day, and really, if you would have done your dailies, you would have completed these. So you should be getting it today. Okay. But you're going to be going until 5/4, so you've got plenty of time. It's going at 5/12, so you've got another 8 days that you can actually collect it if you need it. Okay, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But it is available today if you've completed all of the 2 events up for the following 7 days. This is the actual event. Like I said, I haven't been having very good luck. Rapid training is still going on, so you want to participate in that. Blueprint completion. I maxed out my Odin plans, so back to getting normal reps. So the event is actually moving on pretty good. I'm at D2 right now. What I normally do is I normally run I'll run 2 of these a day, complete 2 of these a day, 3-star them, and then I'll go back and I will run all of the previous ones at ×3 to get the actual Shattered Crests. So I should be finishing this up tomorrow. I'll complete D2 this evening and start knocking on D3, and then we'll start looking on to the actual SP, and we'll start playing that. And you get quite a bit of Shattered Crest for doing the SP daily, so you want to make sure you try to get to it fairly early. So like I say, I'm getting to it roughly halfway through the event. It's basically oil. When you start getting up into D2, D3, you sort of have to start using ships that are a little bit more powerful than what you would normally like to use. So oil becomes a little bit more of an issue. So by the time I finish running this today, I'll probably be down to about 3,000, maybe a little bit less than that, oil. And so I won't have a whole lot of oil to spend out through the event. And I've still got the actual that came with the actual thing, so I still got 3,000 that I can pull on. Okay, you should have had got and I already got the 4,000 that you get each week in the shop. I already claimed that and used that. So as you can see, I've been running the event pretty hard, spending quite a bit of time doing it. But yeah, it was a really excellent story. So it's stuff that something you want to partake in. All right, so that's that. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got here in terms of ships. Uh, there are, really interesting ships that came out with the design on this on the newest ship. Some of the new Emden especially, excellent design. Okay, I've already started working on leveling her up a little bit. You got to get her up to 70 and fully limit break her. You got to do that with Thuringen. You got to do that with Sailors. You got to do that with all the ships. But you'll have 7 days extra after the event ends to actually complete the limit break, just as always. They always give you an extra 7 days. So don't be purchasing Sailors until the day after the shop closes, and, because you might be able to build her and save yourself 8,000 coins. So instead of needing to get roughly 40, 45,000 Shattered Crest, you only need to get about 30, 35,000 Shattered Crest in that case. So it makes it a little bit easier. So, but I got Emblem fast. I mean, I think I pulled Emblem like the second day of the event. And then I got Thuringen, I think it was yesterday or the day before from the actual event, the special event for her. She's not in the build, so you have to get 10,000 Shattered Crest to get her, which should not be a problem if you're playing the event. But yeah, the other ships are just sort of running away, not quite getting where I want to from that. So, but we'll keep pumping at it. So I've got Emden, and I'll be getting Sailors. You can get Sailors from the shop. So Lutzow, Elbing, and York are what I'm looking for. So I want to get all three of them so that I have them, and don't have to worry about them. Actually, utilization. Not sure. Emden has a pretty good skill set, but I don't know if it's going to be a replacement for anything at this point. My Ironblood fleet's pretty stacked as it is right now. I got double runes on the actual Vanguard with Prince Heinrich, and then in the backfield, of course, you've got Bismarck, and you've got FDG, and then you can flank them with Tirpitz, Graf Zeppelin. So there's really not a whole lot in terms of anything that I need there. But we'll have to see. I mean, some of these ships, they're newer ships, and some of them could be quite useful. So we'll go over the skills a little bit later once I've got a little bit more of the ships. But I want to wait until I get, So those three, York, Elbing, and Lutzow are the ones that I'm waiting for. But the events, yeah, you guys really need to participate. This is an excellent story. I'd say this is probably, in terms of story, this is probably the best story that they've had. I mean, it keeps you guessing, and then there's the surprise at the end, and it's a little bit mysterious. That Ironblood's working with the Royal Navy. They have included Azur Lane proper into what's going on, and at the same time, they're trying to figure out what happened with the destruction of Scapa Flow. So it's really, really interesting what they did and how FDG, who's basically de facto head of the Ironblood until Bismarck gets back, and Bismarck is back now. At the end, she makes an announcement, so we know that she is back. So FDG, who's pretty much been running the Ironblood in her absence, is now in the process of, they're going to be switching back to Bismarck's command. But so the way the FDG organized it, how they lured Azur Lane to them, Azur Lane thinking that they were going to have to be fighting the Ironblood. But as they're advancing on Scapa Flow, the Ironblood's not really fighting them. They just seem to be sort of like delaying them, not engaging. So there really wasn't much in terms of heavy battles, just minor skirmishing and whatnot. Basically, we began to not quite sure what was going on, why they were, they weren't being more engaging in this, and why the Royal Navy wasn't assisting, because Scapa Flow is apparently very important to the Royal Navy's strategic initiatives. So there was just a lot of unanswered questions, so it kept mysterious through, only to find out that it was all a plan to lure Azur Lane and to lure all of the fleets to them only to have enforce the sirens to appear and then able to go after one of the most powerful ships in the Siren Fleet and actually make this event really hurt the Sirens. I think this is the first time, when you destroy one of the main ships in the Siren Fleet, it doesn't destroy the ship. The ship downloads its memories, experiment results, and whatnots to its core, which is not what you've just destroyed. You just destroyed basically a drone, if you will. They just recreate another copy of the ship and download the memories to it. Well, this time that doesn't happen because I'm not going to come to it, but this is the first real victory that can really be said against Siren command structure proper. I mean, clearing out the North in Operation Siren, we sort of, got back the Atlantic, the North Atlantic, Indian Ocean. We sort of cleared that out. Their presence has been, mitigated in those areas, but we still hadn't, hurt the Sirens, so to say. We hadn't really made an effective strike against them until now. So this event does do that. So it's really nice to finally get in there and see that. And it was excellently played out, excellently written, excellently executed. And I'm glad that they used FTG because, as you know, she is one of my favorite ships. But so get in there, build. Remember, now always take into account that the pity for your ships is 200 cubes, all right? So that needs to be taken into account when you're doing your pools. I'm going to go below 200 if I have to. I really don't want to, so I'm really hoping that I can get the ships within the next 38 pools, hopefully, but that's probably not going to happen. I mean, I got Emden fairly quick. I think it was the second day, and I drew her, so I thought, ooh, good luck. No, nothing happened since then. I haven't got a whiff of Let's Out, Elbing, or York. I've been basically a lot of Prince Eugen. I've get quite a several SSR ships, just hasn't been Let's Out. So I got Emden only once, and I've got Thurgeon from the mini event. And you can get Sailets from the shop. But Let's Out, Elbing, and York is what I'm looking for. So hopefully I'll be able to get them in 38 draws because, like I said, I don't want to go below the pity level. I don't mind going by a little bit, maybe 180, maybe even 175, because I can, in a week or 2, 3 weeks, I can probably pull back enough cubes to actually do that if need to be. But I like to try to keep around no less than 175 would be probably as far as I would dare to go. So if I haven't gotten those 3 ships by that time, I will probably just hold off until they do a rerun and get them at that time. Because they're going to be having another Euro ship coming out, and it's going to be pretty soon. Most likely going to be a Royal Navy event. I'm trying to get information on it because I've been hearing some people say that it's going to be a Royal Navy based event because they've been ignoring them for a long time, and that there's actually going to be a UR ship available inside the event as always. But I'm hearing one person, I don't know if they have, right, just rumors or what, as saying that it's actually going to be it's going to be actually Queen Elizabeth is going to be a UR ship. Now that doesn't seem right to me. Azur Lane's really not in the actual. They really don't make duplicates of ships except for the little Renowns and the little Prince Eugen, which we just got. But those technically aren't copies of the ship. They're different. They're, younger versions of themselves. So I don't think that they would make another Queen Elizabeth. I think what's going to happen is it's going to be a Royal Navy event. They're going to have a UR ship, not Queen Elizabeth. But what I think is going to happen is they're going to have a retrofit inside of the event that you can actually make Queen Elizabeth. Now, she's an epic, believe it or not. I know she should not be. Just out of respect for the ship, she should be at least an SSR ship. But you have to understand, Queen Elizabeth was like one of the first ships that you get. You can get her very early in the game she's farmed at a very low level. So, and she's very super easy to get. So it's not like, you know. So I understand why she's an epic ship, but she shouldn't be. Um, she should be an actual SSR ship, so that we wouldn't have to worry much about it. So as you can see, she's an epic. So I got a feeling what they're probably going to do is they're going to have a double retrofit for her. I think it'll be a retrofit to take her to an SSR, and then another retrofit to bring her to UR. Because as you understand, you know, Warspite and San Diego were both SR ships. I'm sorry, SSR ships, or yellow ship, and then the actual retrofit brought them to UR equivalent, which is what Warspite and San Diego are now, UR ships, bought up like that. So I think that's probably what they're going to end up doing. I don't think they're going to have another ship of her, but everybody's been screaming for a retrofit for Queen Elizabeth. So I got a feeling that's what's going to happen, and they'll probably go ahead and just skip. It'll probably be probably a little bit more involved retrofit, and they might take her straight to UR. So that's what I'm thinking. You know, I could be wrong, but that's what we think is going to happen. So, but there is going to be another event coming up, and everybody's pretty much sure that it's going to be a Royal Navy event, and it'll be your ship, because they have actually been ignored for quite some time. I mean, you know, we've had numerous events. They've been floating on, you know, the Sardinia Empire. We've got the Northern Parliament. They had the New Jersey event, of course. And then we had, you know, the Iron Blood, the Iron Blood Grit, where we actually got Ulrich, a UVH, okay. So, and then another, this one, this was just, but this is a sort of what I like to call main event. It's not a UR event. It's designed specifically to advance the story, which is what it does. But yeah, so they've been doing a lot of stuff where the focus has not been on the Royal Navy. They've only played minor parts. So it'd be nice to actually get something where we got the Royal Navy back in the main, as the main focus of the actual event. So that's what we think the next event is going to be. So whether it'll be a Call to Arms Royal Navy event, or whether or not it'll be a UR event just for the Royal Navy, is yet to be determined. But I have no problem. The devs will do whatever they want to do, and whatever they do, I'll like it. So I have no fault with anything that they've done. They've done an excellent job with this game, and it is, it is my favorite game, bar none. So yeah, so that's it. So get in there and knock this thing out. It's an excellent event. Make sure you do it. Make sure you do it all the way through, and take part in one of the best stories that they've had out so far. All right. So again, thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe. Once you subscribe, click on the bell. The bell will let you be notified each time I drop a video. Also remember to like and share the videos. It does help the channel. Kendra coming at you in the corner, signing out.